Hello. I was late. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Running down the steps. I'm gonna have to do some things. I had everything set up this morning, and I went to do some other things. I got back, and I knew I was gonna run out of time. And so, like right now, I can't even tell. Can you hear me? I'd say put an F in the chat, but there's no one here but me. Um, it is my 32nd consecutive live stream. I gotta get my phones out of my pocket. Yeah, 32nd consecutive live stream, and I don't think that's right. I think I actually have one more. Let me go count. Oh, didn't do that. Didn't hit the record button, so that's good. Just a wonderful day here. So there's 30. Okay, that's 30. So this is a 32nd. Can't disagree with that. So, let me do some things. So you're not going to see it, but where I'm at, I'm fixing something right now to be able to bring you all the stuff that I need to bring you. Okay. How are you this afternoon? It is afternoon after all. I like to start the streams in the morning. I don't know. My dad's birthday party was last night, so we went to a local restaurant that I like, and we ate there, and then we had cake at my parents' house. And when I got home, I was just exhausted. I had intended on watching a bunch of TV, a bunch of streams. Nick Ricada has been putting out stuff. Just so much content lately, so much good content, and I just don't have time to watch it all. And like last night, I was exhausted. So I mean, I was in bed probably 10:30, and then I was sleeping well. Then one of the kids decided to come home at like 2 in the morning and wake me up. And then I don't know. This morning, just something about if you don't get the right kind of sleep, you just no good. So we're in the afternoon. Haven't done a podcast for today. Thinking about doing a podcast based on real estate agents that have been murdered. I feel like it's my calling to call attention to how dangerous real estate can be. This particular case is a woman that had her own brokerage down in Florida, got a listing. She's a discount broker. You can say what you want about discount brokerages. She'd gotten a listing, and she went to show the listing and got out of her car, and somebody shot her dead. And now they think that it was a disgruntled former tenant that thought that she was the owner of the property. Leaves behind a little girl, and like I can understand when people get mad about stuff. But the killing, and you say, well, it was a gun crime. No, it was just you killed the person. They would have had a knife, they would have killed her. I mean, it's just I think real estate is a lot more dangerous than people realize. Just from my own experiences, going to vacant houses all the time. Sketchy parts of town where people think there's a deal. Sometimes there's a reason why part of the town is sketchy. I'm just looking here. I got something on my zit or what that is. But anyway, it's a dangerous business. To me, it's a very tough business. Tomorrow, I've always wanted to do it, and tomorrow's going to be the cleaning out my closet episode where I go over all the disastrous things that have occurred during my year or more. Because I was on a huge run, and then things went bad. monster run last year with real estate, and then this year just crushed. So we'll talk about that. It's going to be hard for me to do because they're all my stories, and it's obviously my perception of what happened. And I can write them out as one sentence, each thing, or I could write a novel. And the key would be obviously to get it in the live stream within, the hour time frame that I've set myself. We'll see. Wanted to go over just a silly thing. My reading has been kind of bad lately. I don't know. I'm kind of going so fast, and I'm kind of slurring my speech, but I'm fine. I haven't been in a boxing match or anything like that. I think that as you get on to these, like I said, like my 30-second stream. So this is my 30-second hour of practice, basically, trying to get better. Yesterday's podcast got a few more views than I normally get, but it just cratered. And it was about a woman that had wrote into an advice columnist about she has two people that usually pull in her driveway. One person pulls in to back up into their driveway. The other person just turns around in her driveway, and she was out there, and the person waved her out of her own driveway to be able to turn around. And, that's kind of crazy. The engagement for the video, right around 5 minutes, it dropped. I don't know what I did at the 5-minute mark. I don't know if I scratched my nose. I don't know if I pointed out I had a zit or something, but just cratered. If you are expecting me to quit, I'm not going to quit. Not right now. I thought about it earlier today, and I've had a significant amount of failure in my life, so this is not something that is like a deterrent for me. I've worked literally years with no pay at times, so I mean this is nothing. Most people can't make it through a week without a paycheck, and they just freak out. So this YouTube failure does not deter me. What is causing issues is like, I want to bring you the best show possible. I want to bring you guests. I want to bring you great stories. I want to bring you a good time, value for your time. And it's hard to do so when I don't have anybody in the chat ever. It's hard to do that. It's hard for me. Like, I try to be a decent person. Like I've been talking about, if I go straight right or straight left, I mean, I'll get an audience. Okay. But all that is me preaching in the choir, and that's not who I am. It's not who I am. And I've changed over the years. I mean, my views on pretty much everything are different than they were, before. Does that make me I don't know. Does it make me a bad person? Do I care? Today, I'm doing something I don't normally do. I normally have my laptop on. I normally see how it's going. I don't even have my laptop on today. I didn't get down here in time, and I'm not going to go over and check. If you come on the chat, thanks. If you watch it later on a replay, I know people watch my stuff on replays because I see it on the stats. I don't know if it's by accident. I don't know what draws you guys to even click. I mean, they say have a compelling headline, have a compelling thumbnail, but if I'm only being seen by 100 people, it's not really gonna make any difference. Now, we just keep going. I would say that, and for those of you who don't know, to be monetized on YouTube, that means just to get money from YouTube as part of their ad program, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours viewed. Okay. You see that, I mean, I've left my subscriber numbers there so you can see it. I've got 53 subscribers. And I've got let's just say 399 on the watch hours. I've been doing this since July. So am I having a great amount of success? No. Now, is the 1,000, so I've watched a lot of YouTube. Doesn't mean I'm an expert at it, but I've watched a lot. I've watched a lot of channels, and I've watched a lot of channels grow. And while I'm not positive. I mean, could you have success immediately when you jumped on the platform? Yes. I suspect if my kids started a YouTube channel, thank you very much for the Russian porn spam today. I hadn't had one in weeks. And what I really like is the ability to spam my comments without ever being a viewer. That makes you feel good. But anyway, 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, and you get monetized. Well, does that mean anything? Not really. If your views aren't high, you get paid by the view. So, I mean, even if I do get monetized, we're not talking like thousands of dollars, at least with my situation. But I suspect the kids could all start a YouTube channel tomorrow, and they could get 1,000 subscribers within 15 minutes of them starting their YouTube channel. I was talking about this yesterday. Social media for the kids is just a lot different. People will be, they'll be quote unquote friends or followers online and not think anything of it. I mean, they just click. As soon as they find out one of their friends is on a new platform. So it's been a challenge because I'm a little bit old, in my opinion. I'm a little bit old to be on the YouTube. I was in my 30s, maybe even my 20s. Oh, so one of the things I've watched, though, is there's some people on YouTube that are terrible, worse than me even, and they still have 50,000 subscribers or more. And what I would say is it looks like they just did it. They just kept going. Now, I don't know if that's before the 1,000 and 4,000 came about, but that's where I'm at. I'm just going to keep going. That being said, for Christmas, I got this sweater. Now, I think I wore this once before, but I don't think you can see how fine it is. It actually has like a quilt. I think it's a jacquard pattern. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. It is just beautiful. And my wife is afraid to wash it because our dryer has been eating things lately. It ate one of my shirts today, and it ate a shirt last week. Don't know what's going on with that, but we don't want this eaten because this is from Brooks Brothers, and it is beautiful. So if you want to compliment my wife on such a great purchase, that's fine. What do we got for you today? Today we have let's start with the Google Trends. I have 3 things on Google Trends, which is unusual, but let's just start off with this right here. This got 100,000 plus searches on YouTube yesterday, and I just wanted to go over it. Do you know anything about this? It says Angela Kukawski, manager whose clients included the Kardashians, died in an apparent homicide. She also worked with such clients like rappers Nicki Minaj, Kanye West, and Offset, as well as the estate of Tupac Shakur. Angie Kukawski, a Los Angeles-based business manager who worked at Boulevard Management in Woodland Hills, where high net worth clients included Nicki Minaj, has died. The Ventura County coroner confirmed a Variety she was 55 and the cause of death appears to be homicide, according to sources who point to an incident on December 22nd in Van Nuys, California, and in Simi Valley, California. According to a local report, a woman in her 50s was discovered deceased in the trunk of a car parked in Simi Valley, just north of Los Angeles. Sources confirm that she was the woman. The Simi Valley Police Department, LAPD, has made arrest of the alleged murder suspect, who appears to have transported the body from Van Nuys to the home of a relative in the early morning hours of December 23rd. The 49-year-old white male is being held on $2 million bond per an LA County inmate intake filing. Little else is currently known about the circumstance of the crime. Now, it says Kukawski was the mother of 5, and according to friends, was beloved in the industry. Described as hardworking and a straight shooter by one music business associate who had liaised with her. I don't know what that means. You'd think, would they have worked together? Liaised is such a weird word. Boulevard, where she was employed most recently, specializes in accounting and financial management services for entertainers, athletes, and entrepreneurs, and advises on asset management, tax preparation, insurance, and real estate and retirement planning, among other offerings. Now, 100,000 plus searches. How did it become a search? Like what caused the viral search? I don't know. I wonder if I can boot this. No, I can't boot it. Anyway, what caused it? Like, in what circle do you have to be in to know about this, to search for it on Google? Was it a news report? I'm sorry, I have an itchy note. I mean, is this person famous? I don't know. But I feel bad because he's dead. That's the first one. So the second one is Fortnite. Everyone knows about Fortnite, right? Massive online game. If I had a kid that was a boy, he would be playing it all the time if he were like 10. It says, after hours offline, Fortnite access has been restored. So Fortnite was down. It says, after hours offline, Fortnite servers were restored at 6:50 Eastern Time Wednesday. For hours, players were unable to log into the popular Battle Royale. The company was investigating login, matchmaking, and other issues on Wednesday afternoon, according to the official status Twitter account. A later tweet said that game servers are currently offline while we investigate a solution to stability issues. It says, Epic Games, the maker of Fortnite, also experienced difficulties with its wider gaming library. In a tweet on Wednesday posted the Epic Games Store account, users were told that Epic was investigating issues with downloading, installing, and launching games in your library. So this was it wasn't just Fortnite, it was all the games. Fortnite alerted players to the restored service via Twitter, promising players to provide more details next week on what we're doing to help you make up for lost time. So it was down. It says hours offline, so I don't know how long it was offline. But they've said now that, we're sorry that you weren't able to waste your time for these hours. We're going to try and make it up to you. So I suspect there's going to be some sort of discount or gameplay enhancement. So that's that. Okay? That's the story. And then it goes, and this is on CNN, and this is not a complaint. This is just, how do you make a story out of something that's kind of small? And it's one of the things that I'm kind of working with on my live streams and the podcast is, how do I tell a story about a real estate agent that was murdered? I can say it in one sentence. Real estate agent was murdered. That's not a 10-minute long discussion. In this article, we're going to see they make a pivot. I think there's times that you have relevant pivots, and then there's times like this where it doesn't seem like a relevant pivot. But what you end up doing is you add some sort of context to a story, maybe something historical, something to make the story longer and to make it more real. And so here's what they did. They said, Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney made headlines in a public battle against the fees connected by companies like Apple and Google when users make in-app purchases. In 2020, Fortnite was removed from Apple's App Store for allowing the users the ability to purchase in-game currency directly from Epic, circumventing Apple's fees and violating the company's policies around in-app purchases. So now we're talking about a lawsuit in 2020. There's no correlation between this and the original story. The original story being that the game was offline for hours. This doesn't really even provide background for why the game wasn't on. We think it's a technical issue. Nothing related to the lawsuit. I just wanted to point that out because maybe you're not familiar with it, or maybe it's obvious to you. I don't know. It's not obvious to me. what's been going on with the news, but I do, once you see these kinds of things, can be beneficial. Can be beneficial for my own stuff in the future. So that was that. So Fortnite was down. And then the biggest, most searched thing that I looked that I didn't know anything about was the book of Boba Fett. And now this was trending yesterday, early in the morning, had 100,000 plus views, but now it's at 500,000 plus. And one thing I've noticed in looking at this stuff is movies, entertainment, that drives search. Okay. They have a unique ability to promote. It seems like anything can be promoted well when it's related to entertainment. Like, they're good at it. And you may say, well, yeah, duh. To me, it's like I didn't know how good they were at it until I've seen it now. And I'm impressed. I don't exactly know how they do it. So I don't know if it's they drive it online or they pay people to talk about it, and that's how it gets viral. Anyway, 500,000 plus searches just yesterday. This is on space.com. Didn't even know it existed. The book of Boba Fett is now streaming on Disney Plus. It says this will be a day long remembered. It has seen the last of the Christmas turkey and the beginning of the Boba's story. Disney's latest, and I could have, I just did this because I'm trying to learn about it. I could have done like the episode 1 spoiler, but I don't have any interest in that because I don't know anything about it. Disney's latest live-action spin-off series from Star Wars universe hits Disney Plus today, which was the 29th, with the first episode of the limited series focusing on arguably the galaxy's most notorious mercenary, Boba Fett. First introduced in the now infamous Star Wars holiday special, which I didn't know anything about, 2021. A 2-hour-long holiday-themed television special that aired in 1978. I mean, that's the year after I was born. Fett rose to fame after his appearance in The Empire Strikes Back, where he was portrayed by Jeremy Bulloch, with uncredited double by John Morton, who incidentally played Luke's gunner, Dak. I mean, these people know all this stuff about movies. I mean, I'm just impressed. It says, first introduced in the following the release of episode 5 in 1981, Fett quickly became a fan favorite with all sorts of side stories popping up in the only expanded universe that existed at the time, the official Empire Strikes Back weekly comic produced by Marvel in the UK. Again, didn't know anything about that. And in the UK, after he appeared, now I don't know if I don't want to get hit on videos, but on a copyright claim, but after he appeared once again and was supposedly killed in The Return of the Jedi in 1983, Fett's popularity grew once more, and he appeared at least in one story in the official comic. By now, his popularity was firmly established, and he was added digitally in the 1997 special edition of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. After that, the story was expanded to include his father, Jango, in the prequels, and a young Boba appeared in the animated series The Clone Wars, and the rest is, well, history. It's a history that I know nothing about, that I'm only learning about now. Can I name all the characters in Star Wars? No, I stopped watching after that Jar Jar Binks situation. Found that to be kind of off-putting. Does it make me a bad person? Okay. And now, after the runaway success of The Mandalorian, which doesn't have Gina Carano in it anymore, both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have seen fit to incorporate the story of this well-known bounty hunter into the story of another mercenary from Mandalore, Din Djarin. So, basically, summarizing, there's a new show on TV. It's on Disney Plus if you have it. And if you do have Disney Plus, you probably knew it was coming because they probably hyped it like crazy. Is that fair? All of you that know these things, is that fair? Thank you. Thank you also for the spam link to today. Is it because it's the afternoon? You weren't here this morning or yesterday morning at like 9. What's the deal? Let's look at some real estate. You know I love to look at real estate. You know I like to live at houses. It's what I do. It's my job. Ever been to Indianapolis, Indiana? I have been through it. That's all I have to say about that. Looking at the houses that are brokered, it says brokered by FC Tucker Company. They have the highest priced listing right now. Everhart Studios, second one. Which is interesting. I'd never considered calling my brokerage a studio. FC Tucker has the second one in Zionsville. So then you've got Encore Sotheby's, Compass, Hoosier Realtors, Everhart Studio, Park Realty Group, FC Tucker, the Real Estate Group, Everhart Studio. So Everhart Studio's doing well. FC Tucker's doing well. That's who, I mean, you say, I want to list my most expensive house I have the best and most expensive house. Who do I list it with? Well, Indiana, FC Tucker has one listing. At the top. List with them? I don't know. Let's take a look at this. $4.1 million, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, 9,782 square feet on a 2.5 or 2.25 acre lot. I'm a stickler for square footage. I don't feel like you can replace square footage. Now, you also know that we know the tricks that can be played, at least in St. Louis, with square footage. Specifically in St. Louis City, many listing agents are taking the upstairs that was an attic, basically either painting the floor or putting down an area rug and calling that living space, and increasing the square footage of the home by, I don't know, 700, 800 square feet minimum, and then saying that the appraiser said that that's what it should go for. When there was no appraiser, there's no appraiser looking at that house. It's just a trick. Would I play the game? I don't know. I don't think I need to. I like to show a listing as it is, as it sits, real. Now, you say, well, John, would you show a terrible bathroom that looked like somebody got murdered in it in a house that's otherwise nice? No. I'd let you go to the house and see that. Does that make me a bad agent? I don't know. I'm working for my seller. 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. Let's take a look. Okay. So this is the first picture. $4.1 million. We got less than 50 pictures. I'm all in on that. But this listing has been on the market for 225 days. I wasn't even doing realty live streams 225 days ago. Let's look at the property history. Sold in 2006. It's been listed since basically 2018. The people that bought it paid $1 million for it, and they're selling it for $4.1 million, or attempting to. And they were attempting to sell it for as high as $5 million. So what does this tell you? Like, now don't take this the wrong way. Some people say, John, would you take a high dollar listing in St. Louis? Yes, I would. But it would only be that we're not messing around. We're actually trying to sell the house. Okay. Like, we don't need to have tea and crumpets. We don't even have to talk about anything. If you're not interested in listing this house and actually selling it, I'm not interested in listing it. You say, well, John, that'd be great for your internet presence. Having it be, listed that long, you'll have great presence. People will talk, like, look, Biff Ward from FC Tucker, everyone will know your name and they'll want to use you in the future. Yeah, but you know what? I just want to sell the house. That's my job. It's not my job to have a house listed for 2 years. It's not me selling the house. It's not me doing a service to the agent or to the client. So there would have to be some discussion. I'm not just taking a listing to take a listing. I take a listing to sell it. You don't want to sell your house, don't call me. It's not like you're beating down the doors to call me anyway, but I'm just saying. Okay. So let's take a look. Now, is this the right first picture for me? No. You know what I think the right first picture is? The front of the house. Why? Because I like to have the listings look as if we're walking through the house. Is this a good picture for context? Absolutely. Does it belong in the pictures? Absolutely. I just don't like where it is. Now, again, it's the second picture. I'm not in the house. Why not? Again, I'm not in the house. Why not? Now, this person's probably sold many $1 million properties, and what do I know? think the highest I've got it into is 800,000. So what do I know, right? Well, I know that I don't like this. And so you got the Rolls Royce. I think it's an older one. And this is nice. It's the front of the house. Thank you. 4 pictures in. Now we see that it's gated. I would almost prefer that we know about this before we see the front of the house. Like as if we're driving up to the house. Now we're seeing another picture of the same thing. Now we're seeing another picture of the same thing. Outdoor spaces. We talked about this yesterday. Right now, outdoor spaces are huge. This has got a wonderful outdoor space. The house was built in 2010. When you look at this house, does that make you think that the house was built in 2010? I mean, if this is what you're into, why do you have chairs underneath the piano? Just so you know, I was a music major. My undergraduate degree is in keyboard and it's in music, but I was a piano player. I also play the church organ, pipe organ. When I see a grand piano many places, there's 2 things. One, I'm pretty sure the person doesn't play because there's no music around. And number 2, if you hit the key and it's out of tune, I don't have perfect pitch anymore, but I mean I have a pretty good ear still when I can tell the difference, basically. This here's no good. I don't know if people play the piano or not, but I don't particularly like this. It's just not my style. Now this room could be beautiful, but there's so much stuff in it. Now, as a listing agent, is it your job to tell people, hey, you got too much stuff in your house? Well, I don't know if they're living there. Okay. I don't know if there's been an estate sale. I don't know anything. All I know is that when I see the pictures online on realtor.com, to me, there's too much stuff in the house. When my buyers go through this, they're not picturing themselves in the house. They're seeing your stuff and saying, oh my God, there's so much stuff. I mean, what do you think about that? It's interesting. Do you picture yourself in this room though? Like this is me. If there was a door that was painted exactly like the wall, I'd get nervous because I'd probably feel like I'd get lost. I mean, a nice kitchen. I suspect that's an oven or a microwave. Kind of interesting. I guess that's like kind of like a wine bar area. I say wine bar, you know what I mean. There's a secret little space. Was that carpet? Can't tell. The towel here, what do you think about that? Could we have done without the towel in the picture? I'm just asking. Like, it's not a criticism as much as I just want to know what you think. This is a big room that's got a bunch of stuff everywhere. That's what I see. You know, it's like, this carpet looks dirty, but maybe it's just the pictures. I don't know where I am in the house now. I'm confused. Now I think I'm in the basement. This has got to be the elevator. We talked about this yesterday. I'm thankful they put the elevator in the pictures now. But can we have like the whole elevator? Like, can I see like the exact, like the entire thing, rather than like this like mid view? Now we're in the backyard. I suspect, and I'm hopeful that all these pictures now will be in the back. Like we're not going back in the house. It's pretty. It's pretty. These pictures, like we talked about, I kind of would have liked for them to be in the back. Now, just based on this, you can tell there's like someone living there. I mean, you're not going to be, there's someone living there. You're not going to be by yourself. Let's see. Now, all in caps. Now, does that get your attention? Yes, but it also makes it feel like you're shouting at me. Truly one of a kind, European-inspired masterpiece by R.J. Klein, surrounded by exquisitely landscaped formal gardens on one of Indy's most prestigious private lanes. The equally impressive interior is classical, timeless, and superb for entertaining. Extensive moldings and woodwork, 12-foot ceilings on main, gorgeous wood floors, great room with French doors to bluestone terrace and bifold custom doors to library, and banquet-sized dining room with marble FPLC fireplace. Fabulous screen porch that takes full advantage of its garden views. Gourmet kit with upscale appliances. Butler's pantry and 2 wet bars. Lovely master retreat with sitting room. Fireplace and Amish crafted cabinetry and bath and dressing area. Lower level with billiards, media room, wet bar. Now, did you see the media room? Wet bar, fitness room. Did you see the fitness room? And abundant storage. Too many features to list. Now, I suspect that this listing, different listings, different multiple listing services have different requirements on the amount that you can write for marketing remarks. I suspect that's what's being done here, because it's really not very, it's really kind of dry, and it's in all caps. So that's 4.1 million asking price. This is 3.9, 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, 11,870 square feet on a almost 2-acre lot. And, you know, I think 2,000 square feet matters. 60 pictures. Okay, 10 more than I'd like. But it's been on the market for 505 days. Okay, 3-car garage. Built in 1957. Now, it says, let's just look. It says, an irresistible treasure located on Indy's most coveted street. Well, if that were true, it would be sold by now. A team of superb craftsmen, architects, and connoisseur homeowners created the perfect lifestyle inspiration of Palladio, Brindling, Gibbons, and British stately homes, yielded impeccable custom finishes, well-proportioned rooms, and a home that is tailored to formal entertaining and gracious daily living. I don't know if I have ever lived graciously daily in my house. Have you? Impressive principal rooms with parquet floors, fireplace, fabric-treated walls, and elaborately carved moldings. In spite of its baronial proportions, the home manages to be both comfortable and intimate. This stunningly executed landscape offers wonderful outdoor rooms and inviting rooms from the interior, an incredibly rare opportunity for those who seek distinction, quality, and location. I mean, everything's an opportunity in life, right? So we're up to the top already. Okay, there's the front of the house. Nice. Okay. That's impressive. Okay. That is a building feature. No question. Let's just see. How long is this thing? So it's been listed since 2020, and they started out at 4.5 million and they're going down. Now, you've been told by me reading articles that the luxury market has never been better. Why then is the last 2 things in Indianapolis been on the market for 200 days and 500? That's more than a year and a half in the luxury market in Indianapolis. What's going on if the luxury market's so strong? Anyway, this is a beautiful picture. And I will say that if you have more features in the home, it should bring a better price. This is obvious to me, maybe obvious to you, but I did want to point out. I mean, this is a level of detail. Only thing is, look at the wood carving. Yes. Okay. I don't like the furniture, but I don't have to. I can probably get better furniture to go around and make it look nice. What have we got here? See, that opens up and there's where the television is. Here's where it's closed. That's the way I think. I'm not sure the way it looks. I mean, all this woodwork, all this is beautiful. Okay. I mean, that is amazing. I'm not a big fan of wallpaper, as you know. I mean, this is just like confusing. It's like no one ever used this room because there's just stuff strewn around. That's cool. There's the elevator. I'm okay with that. There's a kitchen. You know what's amazing to me is this house, like built in 1957. We look at houses built even in 2010. Kitchens are just not just overdone like you'd think they should be. And what I mean by that is, I mean, the kitchen is like the most important room in the house, in my opinion, when I take my buyers out. Like University City, the kitchens are small. It's not good. If you can get a big kitchen, it's like a bonus. And we're talking like 10 by 10. That'd be a massive kitchen in University City. I mean, it's nice, okay? It's nice. Do I have to have it? Like, do I have to have this? No. No. There's a very specific type of person that would be interested in this home, and it's not built for me. It's not for me, and I just accept it and I move on. I wouldn't say that this is overly garish compared to what we've seen in the past. It's just not, and like the 3-car garage now, seems like all the wealthy have like 30 cars these days. So, you know, maybe we need a bigger garage. I don't know. What do you think of that one? Let me ask you this. If you could have this home or if you could have this home, which would you choose? This one here to me speaks to me more because it has more square footage and the wood trim moldings finishes from the pictures look better. That's just me. And it's cheaper. This home here doesn't interest me too much. I am intrigued by this home. It's $1.5 million asking. It's in 46256, which is not where these are. Okay. So I don't know. It could be in a bad part of town or like considered not as great part of town. But there's some nice houses in the picture. Let's take a look at this one. Is this a deal perhaps? Is this a dated home that needs some work that I could kind of walk into at a good price? 20 days on the market, 4-car garage built in 1960. Let me just see the property history. So, I mean, honestly, it's been listed since 2013. It's not 2021. They've asked pretty much $1.6 million the entire time. They want $1.6 million. Situated in a private park-like setting rests a sprawling custom estate built by the renowned R.J. Klein that is lined with luxury. Now, that was the first one was built by R.J. Klein as well. Is lined with luxury details throughout, from the Epicurean kitchen that is well-suited for any top chef to the owner's oasis that has spa bath. Every exquisite detail was thoughtfully planned and executed. The upper level hosts 4 oversized bedrooms and 3 full baths. I don't know what an oversized bedroom means. While the sweeping lower level with its walkout access to the covered porch and in-ground pool is perfectly designed to entertain and boasts a second full kitchen, custom wet bar, sauna, and massive family room with 3rd wood-burning fireplace. The former grounds of Maplehurst Farms, and that may mean something if you're from there, this gated Indianapolis address is rich in history and awaits its new stewards. 50 pictures, $1.5 million. I mean, this driveway to me is not a $1.5 million driveway. It needs work. So we've got this. See, we got all these other things here. Got all these other houses. Got a house right across the way. You know, what do we got here? We got a house in the ground. So we didn't really get our front picture. We got, which would have been like from you standing here shooting that way. We got this. And so very interesting, exposed brick on a house built in 1960. I mean, that looks nice. No argument there. Why are we all staring at a... I bet there's a television or something there. I would hope so. Now, for the outside, I'm not going to rip on somebody for... I mean, this has only been on the market for 20 days. So if there's some snow on the ground there, I'm not going to rip somebody for that. If I had the listing and we were going into spring and we still hadn't sold it, I would take new pictures of the outside. And I would 1.75 million. Let me just do the commission on that. What I would charge. One. This is a $39,000 listing for you as a commission. For, like what I was charging. So I can afford to get the pictures taken again in the spring. Nice kitchen. Is it Epicurean? I don't know. It's nice. 2 dishwashers. Probably a Thermador. I suspect that's the laundry, but this is 1960, so maybe not. So if you're... Okay, so we're going to go back. So if you're in the house, how do these doors feel when you're in there? Are they the fake particle board kind, or are they actual real doors? The hardware looks nice. But what type of materials are we being used in the home? I mean, I'm going to assume no one lives there because here's a bookshelf with no books on it. Okay, here's a television screen with no printer, no nothing. I mean, that should give you... So, you say, well, John, if it's empty, does that matter? Well, in some ways, a little bit. You'd like to think that the people would like to sell the house. But isn't this the house we looked at that's been on the market since 2013? So I guess they're not in really a hurry. Would you suggest virtual staging on this home? I kind of would. This doesn't do me any good. I don't know what this is. If I saw pictures as a buyer and then went to the house and it was vacant, at least I would have known like what was in the room in the first place. This is just odd. I mean, they got rid of some of the furniture and I don't blame them, but now we've just got this set up here and nothing back here. It's like, I don't know what we're doing. And then is this that second kitchen in the basement that they were talking about? And then where did this kitchen show up, or is this the bar? The bar, I'm sorry. Is this a cedar closet? I mean, in a pool? I mean, it's nice. It's nice. Oh, Shannon Manning. Thank you for the spam. This is impressive. I think I've had Shannon Manning spam me before. Anyway, that's that. 5 strategies for success with low housing inventory. So some of you out there are real estate agents like me, and you're like, well, there's not a lot of inventory out there. How do I do this? How do I have success? Well, thankfully, RIS Media and the experts at McKissock Learning have come up with this plan for you. Let's see if you do any of these things. Keep an eye out for expired listing. Well, how many listings have you seen that are expired in this market? Earlier this summer, there was no house that was on the market for more than 7 days. So, good luck with that. Explore rental listings. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that. Focus on for sale by owner. We talked about this. In this market, by the time you get something with a for sale by owner, the house is sold. Obviously, they're not going to mind if you bring a buyer, but are they going to pay for it? Better know that before you take your buyers. Get personal. Do you remember buyer clients or fellow professionals from recent years? Did you feel as though you built strong personal relationships with them? I try to build strong personal relationships with everybody every time. And so nurturing these relationships can be one of the best ways to potentially expand your inventory. In the case of past clients, don't be shy about letting them know you are thinking about them. Send them an anniversary card and ask them how they're doing. With any luck, they may be in a stage in their lives where they're ready to upgrade to a new home. In the case of fellow professionals, organizing a mixer or networking event can be a great way to strengthen past connections or perhaps create new ones. Sharing your home buying and selling experiences may allow you to discover new ways to increase your business. You should be doing that all the time. Offer a free market analysis. We talk about a call to action in marketing. In real estate, it's like, call me for a free free market analysis. Do people actually use that? Like, do people say, oh, well, you're a real estate agent, you're going to give me a free market analysis? I've had people do that. Have they sold their house afterward? No. Kind of just did it for the heck of it. Reach out to past clients or send direct mail to potential clients in key neighborhoods offering a free market analysis of their home. You may find a few of them have been considering selling, but aren't sure what their home is worth. Bonus, partner with a local real estate appraiser could offer appraisal package for the potential client for reduced package cost. Well, if I'm giving a free market analysis, there's no cost to that. And appraisers, what do you know about appraisers? They're interesting people. I want to get into this area. I want to talk about this. I want to bring you along with me. Okay? And we want to play in the commercial pool. We want to know what's going on in the world. New York Post has this article. It says New York City developers poised was hesitant to break ground on a slew of projects. This is in December 26, 2021, 4 days ago. It says a whole new Manhattan skyline will emerge when a dozen odd planned new projects that have yet to break down hoist their final I-beams. The big question is which, if any of them, will actually start construction in 2022. So, no offense to my people in St. Louis, but when you think of world-class architecture, when you think of destination city in the world, unfortunately, you're not thinking about St. Louis, Missouri. It's sad, but it's the truth. We might as well accept that and see if we can do something about that. A lot of times we used to compete with Chicago, the Chicago Cubs, for instance, in baseball, Chicago Blackhawks in hockey. Let's be honest, like Chicago is 12 times the size of St. Louis. People go to Chicago as tourists just to see the majesty. Is there crime in Chicago like St. Louis? Yes. But it's a world-class city. I don't know what makes a world-class city, but I know that St. Louis has fallen. That's not a good thing. But, financing. If you build people are moving out of New York City. There's no question. Okay, there's mass migration occurring, but there's still people that want to live there. Okay? So they can cobble together financing where somebody in St. Louis to build these types of buildings cannot. But we're seeing that in Miami as well. I showed you that wonderful development in Miami where they're using company brands to brand buildings in the development. I think it was the Bugatti building. And if it's the Rolls Royce or Mercedes, it wasn't Mercedes-Benz, but if I'm right, great, and if not, I apologize to all involved. A glance at the wish list gives you no hint that the city's real estate destiny, including the fate of tiny apartment buildings, might depend on beating a pandemic that shows no sign of abating. But developers made their moves years ago. They bought land and air rights, cobbled together financing, and signed architects. Some nailed down city zoning and other approvals. Some demolished old structures in the way of their ambitions. But it's a long way from these crucial steps to bringing in the backhoes and shovels. Here's a look at where some of the future jumbos are right now. I think it was yesterday we had the article about the towers that were twisted. I think they called them the Twisted Towers. Somebody had purchased the debt for like $2 billion, and they're going to start construction again. So here's the mega tower planned for the Grand Hyatt Hotel site on East 42nd Street, known as 175 Park Avenue, got its governmental green light this month when the city council approved a zoning change to allow construction of the $3 billion plus mixed-use mammoth rising to 1,575 square feet. To exploit East Midtown size bonus rules, okay, so this is in the zoning, developers RXR Realty and TF Cornerstone will pay for and build hundreds of millions of dollars in Grand Central area transit and pedestrian improvements, and also provide 25,000 square foot of free to the public outdoor terraces programmed for arts and cultural uses. So, the developer wants to build this building. City council says, what are you going to give for me? What are you going to give to me? We don't care that you want to build a building. Say, well, we want to, what do you want? I said, well, we want transit. Okay. We want outdoor terraces for arts and culture. Oh, okay. Okay. Anything else? No. We're good. Okay. That's how this goes. It's green mail. It's green mail, and it happens in development. And you know when development is really kind of to its honest roots is when they can't ask for anything because nobody's doing anything in the city. So in St. Louis, could you get away with something? I suspect in the city of St. Louis right now, you could build pretty much anything you want to and not have to pay green mail. It says, but don't look at the sky just yet, a spokesman told us. Now that the entitlement process is complete, the developers will spend next year arranging construction and financing and reaching out to potential tenants with plans to start demolition in 2023. So it's basically on a piece of paper. Now they're going to start calling people and saying, hey, would you like to lease from us? And I say, sure. How much is it going to cost? Oh, it's going to cost a fortune. Well, then why would I move? Because you'll be in a new building and it'll be great. Sell it however you can. Financing, construction financing is huge. They've already got money in this project. I mean, they've got architectural costs, they've got design costs, legal costs. It says nearby in the Grand Central area, demolition has begun on 343 Madison Avenue, the former MTA headquarters. Boston Properties plans a 1,050-foot tall tower with more than 800,000 square feet of offices and significant retail. It will also feature numerous underground pedestrian connections to Grand Central Terminal, which Boston is providing in exchange for a size bonus under new East Midtown rezoning rules. The project received its city council green light last month. So this is the green mail that they're getting. They're going to get their zoning if they provide underground pedestrian connections to Grand Central Terminal. I mean, that's what it is. However, there's no word of when ground-up construction will begin. West 57th Street between 5th and 7th Avenues, aka Billionaire's Row, is without question the most active location for major new projects. Awaiting their marching orders are the empty lots at 41 to 47 West 57th and 12 West 57th as demolition proceeds one block west at 125 West 57th Street. The 125 site was home to the Calvary Baptist Church and the Salisbury Hotel. As reported in June, the church will be restored and enlarged when a new 26-story mixed-use tower developed by Alchemy ABR Investment Partners, financial partner Kane International, and the church itself is finished in 2024. Ground-up construction is to begin soon on the $350 million project. Once demolition, now underway, is complete, the new tower will include 185,000 square feet of office space. It was delayed when a lender pulled out in March 2020, forcing the group to find new financing, but the hurdles have been cleared. So, between 5th and 6th Avenues, the company founded by Sheldon Solo is demolishing old structures to make way for 12 West 57th, a 670-foot tall, white marble luxury condo tower with retail base designed by SOM Architects. 2 buildings are yet to be razed, including the original Henry Bendel address. Solo passed away in November 2020, but his son Stefan Solovev, who organized the various Solo entities under the new umbrella of Solovev Group, seems no less eager to build. Another green mill. Meanwhile, excavation is expected to begin soon in another large site, 41 to 47 West 57th, where developer Sedesco plans a 1,100-foot tall mixed-use tower with 119 condo units, 158-room hotel, and a large restaurant. YIMBY reported last week that thanks to an agreement with the MTA, Sedesco is to receive an extra of extra floor space in exchange for building new disabled accessible elevators for the 57th Street F Street station. 57th Street F train station. So their green mail is, if you want to build more, you need to provide disabled access elevators for the train station. Meanwhile, Rudin Development is gearing up to demolish an old building at East 48th Street to make way for 415 Madison Avenue, a planned 605-foot tower with 343,100 square feet of office space. They first need city approval for an air rights transfer and for a size bonus in exchange for transit pedestrian amenities, not unlike Boston's plan for 343 Madison. The project will include a retail pavilion and a public concourse, a Rudin rep said. They're working to complete ULURP early next year. So these folks that are developing these projects, these are, thank you. Thank you, Taha Varosi, for your spam comment. Today I'm doing good with the spam comments. No viewers, but spam comments. Okay, I'll take it. These are big time projects. These projects can fail. They're risky. Hopefully the return is adequate. A lot of square footage to be coming online in New York City. The question is who will utilize it? Since the pandemic, is office space as valuable as it once was? What are the precautions that one must take in the design of the building as well as the maintenance to, hopefully prevent the spread of future pandemics? These weren't issues 5 years ago when some of these people probably got started on their visions. However, they are now. They are now. I mean, if you're a restaurant, are you ever going to look for just an indoor-only space again? And just know you're not going to be able to do business if we ever do these lockdowns? It's something to think about. I think I'm going to cap it there today. Tomorrow will be the cleaning out my closet episode. It's 2:20. I got to work on that and a bunch of other things. But look forward to that. Not sure what I'll do my podcast on yet. Probably should come up with something soon. I don't know. Whatever you think. Thank you for all the spam comments. Shame on you for not watching. I mean, if you're going to put in a spam comment, you might as well watch for 5 minutes. Would it really hurt? Bot. Is it wrong for me to talk to people that don't exist? Anyway. All right. Well, if you're watching this on replay, thank you for watching. I will catch you tomorrow, hopefully 9 o'clock. Be there.